Tenables, what's going on? You guys having a great new year? Well, this, my friend, is Tenables, and it's the Fenrir Sparrow knives design, and they went, and did it in their budget brand, So Fenrir Sparrow knife, dark red aluminum, frag pattern, black aluminum, black wash 14C28N blade. But basically, 3.5-inch blade, 8-inch overall, and it's button lock. And that doesn't break my heart too bad. And, it's 3.35 up to here, and then down here it's, of course, longer. It just depends on where you hit it on the bolster. Come on, buddy. Yeah, there's 3.5, whatever you want to call it. And then up here, close to 8. It's really 7.85, maybe somewhere in there. And 20 centimeters overall. Okay, so it's not huge, but it's definitely a full-size knife. I just thought it looked very striking, and of course, the Sparrow knives design stuff, of course, they're custom knife makers as well, but I mean, this was a collaborative that they did with, now with Tenables, but I mean, before then it was Concept. Looks like you can put the pocket clip on the left side. Pocket clip, not exactly my favorite. I mean, it's kind of still tilted up. I like it when they plane off a little bit at the very end, but that's not a severe upturn, so that'll work. And then, of course, the screws are pretty flat right there, so they don't stick up too bad. So, you can swap it out. There's where your lanyard would go through, and it's an open design. There's no back spacer. There's your standoffs, etc. And of course, you've got a steel liner, and it looks like it's somewhat skeletonized there as well. Now, kick it open. Take another look inside, and okay. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Kind of your typical button lock with the plunger, and so you got the plunger with the spring behind it. So it's not like an inverted liner lock that they're kind of some of the new ones are going with, this and that. This is your pretty standard button lock setup, but it looks like the interference is pretty heavy there, and it feels solid, okay? And it's centered, and there's no play here. Kick open. Now, button locks tend to be a little lighter detent. Yeah, and so this is no exception. So, no, it'll slap open. If you have frame locks and such, they can tend to have a little stronger detent, but this, not so much. Yeah, but it's very fidget friendly. And of course, the ergos are great on this. It's pretty straight shot here. Everything there. Flip it around, reverse grip, feels good. And there's a big choil up here. So you can climb all the way up on this knife if you want. And before we get to how much it weighs, we can get to a piece of paper here that seems to have been wet at some time. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's got a good factory edge on it. Most of the Tenable knives do. But yeah, that feels fine. And let me see when we drag everything around here. What do we got for the box? Let's open it up. Take a look. Yeah, this is what we get. Sticker. What do we got to say for our shares? Fenrir. Okay. Oh, and we got everything out now. Finally. Okay. So comes in this. But yeah, they put it in this plastic sleeve, and then they've been sliding the plastic sleeve inside the bubble sleeve. And then, of course, here's your paperwork which, does that tell you a whole lot? Here and there. Here's for their Instagram, Facebook group. And here's the warranty information. All right. Microfiber cloth. And of course, desiccant. There you go. Get rid of this stuff. And what does it weigh? What's your guess? Let me see. I am going to say somewhere between 3.5 and 4 ounces. 118 grams, let's say. So, God, we just shot right past ounces. 4.15. 4.15. So, that's what you got. Design flow is great. I mean, it's a great design. It's Sparrow knives, and this is, you know, definitely in their design language, etc. And it's aluminum. I don't know how ratty this aluminum would get over time. I guess it just depends on what you put it through, right? I mean, this has got kind of a different texturing on it. I was going to kind of say orange peel type, but not really that either. And then, of course, this frag. This is pretty well done here. So you've got these two different pieces, which obviously are held in probably by a combination of this body screw and this comes off. These two, this comes off. Then you've got the inner liner that comes out, and of course you've got the spring and plunger, which is pretty simple, and obviously, you know, you've got ceramic bearings, and you could actually check that out by just looking online. I'll give you the link to Tenable knives. All right, this is $68.89. And then they have, you know, usually when you click on it, it's like sign up, get 10% off or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, you could get this close to just $60 even. About the design, of course, the aesthetics, everything. And then, of course, about Greg and U.S. Coast Guard, blah, 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 making knives, etc., etc. And then the features with the frag pattern, and, you know, it's fidgety, that's for sure. Specs, almost 8 inches, but not quite. Reversible deep carry, multiple deployment methods, and black TICN coated, okay? Flat grind, so it's not a hollow grind or anything like that. All right, button lock, and 4.23 ounces, which is really close to how we weighed it out. Yeah, feels good. Feels fidgety. You know, you don't have to get your fingers in the way to, you know, close the blade. So that's not a problem. Yeah, it feels pretty good. This, I don't know. I mean, really, I don't feel this particularly. If you try to feel it and push yourself, yeah, you can feel it a little bit. But that jimping is pretty inconsequential. And of course, then you've got this thumb ramp in here. So that is helpful, I imagine. And of course, piercing, slicing, nice, you know, deep grind here. So yeah, it should be pretty useful all in all. And of course, it's set up where, you know, you're right-handed, but really on button locks, I don't think they're that bad for lefties. I've got a left-handed friend, and he's like, no, they don't bother me. I can function well with a left-handed button lock, easier than I can with like frame lock, liner lock in the left-handed mode. So you can even finger flick that one left-handed, drop it, no problem. And of course you can move the pocket clip over to that side. I guess one thing I could check is to see if these are, that's a number 8. I just don't know if, I guess that is too. So these are number 8s on the body, are they not? Okay. Well, except for the pocket clip. Those are number 6s. So Tenables, that's interesting. I'll be talking about Tenables more because I've been, pretty regular with talking about Concept knives. And now the Concept knives are starting to make, a lot of their designs, their well-known designs, in this Tenables brand, which is very affordable nowadays. Check it out. I mean, I'll give you the link to the website and look for them. I don't know if these are on Amazon yet. You might look to see if they're available there. Also on White Mountain Knives, LTK is the discount code for 10% off on White Mountain Knives for any and all knives, except for a couple. There's a couple you don't get a discount on, like Benchmade and some others, because they won't allow it, right? But, I mean, most of the knives that you buy on White Mountain, just LTK, it'll give you 10% off of any of their products, with the exception of a few. Yeah, so I like it. I think it's a good looking design. I think it's pretty striking in this red and black. Yeah, I do. It is. It's very striking. And it should be, it's not too heavy, 4.17, something like that, ounces. So it's not overly heavy, even though, you got steel liners there, plus you got the aluminum on top of that. And then you got the blade. And then, of course, the blade. Well, how thick is that? And let's check it out real quick. 3.3 millimeters, 0.13 of an inch, and let's do this. Okay, 0.48 of an inch at 12.4 millimeters. That's not bad. No, that's not bad. So it's right in there, and it's full size, very flickable, and you can do that. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Check it out. I'm going to leave you alone. Yes, we do like the red and black, by the way. And the red and black looks good on the Tenables. On the Fenrir by Sparrow Knives. Check it out. And you guys, stay sharp.